I attend all the NEIC meetings and a lot of smaller meetings, and participate in NEIC working groups and travel around the country meeting commissioners and superintendents on behalf of clients. And what I'm seeing now is a different attitude and approach. I think a lot of state regulators are much more willing to entertain novel approaches and novel suggestions as a way to address a problem, rather than simply fall back on the statute and the regs and the way things had been done in the past. And part of that, I believe, is coming through the reorganization of the NEIC itself. Since Terry Vaughn is now heads up the NEIC, since she has moved her office from Kansas City over to Washington, D.C., and inasmuch as many federal representatives are getting more and more curious about state insurance regulation and even questioning whether there should be an antitrust exemption for certain insurance activities, I'm seeing a lot more interest on a state level with respect to an innovative approach, something that would have been rejected out of hand in years past will be entertained now. And this, I think, is partially due to what's happening in Washington and the remarkable steps that are being undertaken there. But I also feel like the commissioners and the superintendents are becoming increasingly sophisticated. They realize the effect that alien insurers are having, the effect that, for example, a solvent scheme in London can have on U.S. policyholders, to the point that in the past, where these concepts were simply alien, a solvent scheme of arrangement, the commissioners are catching on, they understand it, and this white paper that we were working on at the NEIC, Alternative Mechanisms, is a perfect example. Once that is officially adopted, that paper is adopted by the plenary committee, commissioners in all 50 states, Guam, D.C., will have a source book to go to look for alternatives to the formal receivership process. And that's a way, I believe, to free up a lot of capital that's been trapped, and also a way, I believe, to effect savings in that many of these formal receiverships are incredibly expensive to administer. They take years and years and years to shut down. And during those years, assets that would otherwise be available to distribute to the policyholders are being spent on the cost of administering the estate.